afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John.
And I'm Whitney.
And we're here to talk to you today about the handheld penetrometer.
You don't even have it. No, we're not talking about that.
We're here to talk to you today about...
What no one tells you about owning a business.
Like, owning a business with your wife is really tough. I wish somebody would have told us that. I think a lot of people told us that.
I think a lot of people did.
I guess we should do top
With your
two.
spouse in general, I
Yeah.
would say.
So should we do like top two things that
From
nobody
each
tells you?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Ladies first.
I think along those lines of owning a business with your spouse is that you kind of have to figure out how to have your work hat on and your personal hat. And I think that was the hardest for me because, you know, in the beginning it was just John and me, and we were newlyweds. And we had just moved, and we were living with his folks, so there were just a lot of like big things, and we would argue a lot about work, and just Jonathan and I have very different ways of seeing almost everything.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you know, you'd have these heated arguments, and then, you know, work had shut down, and you've got to go back to being husband and wife, and I think that was incredibly hard for me. Because you were really good about doing one versus the other, and I which it's intermingled, like it's messy, you know, and so you've got to find a happy medium, I think, between kind of being both all the time. Yeah, anyway, so that was, I think, the hardest part for me. One of the hardest parts.
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, please.
I think one of the things that nobody told me, what was the question again?
About owning a business?
About owning a business is you would learn a different definition for the word family and love. And I mean that both in a positive and negative way. First of all, the family that you create with the company, and you know, you have to be careful because there's nothing like your own family.
Right.
It's not like the family that you create with your mother, your father, your children, so on and so forth. But it is something that you all create together.
Right.
And you know, just like when I was in the military, you had this military family, you have this business family. But then there's the word love. We have clients who would tell us that they would love us. Like, hey, love you. And you know, there are some people who do mean
Right.
that. Who do mean that. But then, and I remember when I was talking about this with
Right.
Dad, like, you know, client said this to me, and I was like, why is she,
Right.
love you? I'm like, okay. Okay. We've been
Right.
working together for 3 weeks.
Right.
See ya.
Right.
And he said to me, well, it's because they're trying to get a deal out
Right.
of you. They're trying to save money. And I was like, wow, that is messed up. Because what? I love you, so you're treating me like family.
Right.
So, and like, this is all in the same breath, so
Right.
make sure you give me a discount. And then when a contract came, but wow, I didn't think you were going to charge me this much.
Right.
With that tone of, I thought, you know, you love me as much as I love
Right.
you.
Right.
So nobody ever told me when I started a business that I would understand a different definition of those two words.
Sure.
That's the first thing.
I think my other one is when you're the owners, like you kind of always have to be a little bit in work mode. Like you can't. I had a really hard time with that initially, and you know, I mentioned like we had just moved and we were newlyweds and all that, but we would be out on date night, and John would get phone calls, and I would get so upset at him, like, we are taking 2 hours right now. This is supposed to be our time. Why are you talking to anyone? But then, and you know, we've had friends who have recently, over the last couple of years, transitioned to taking over a company, and seeing them go through those same struggles. You know, for the woman, I think at least in our family, like I had more of the family hat on, and John had on the business hat, and somebody has to be aggressive and constantly go after that stuff. So I think it's having a little bit of grace, and then John's come a long way too, and at a certain point, shutting it off for a while or whatever, and you know, really committing to family time. But I've also recognized that, you know, there's times when you do have to take that phone call because we're the ones that they need or need to talk to. So I think it's having some grace with each other as you try to kind of figure that out.
Yeah.
So
I want to do another video about this, about the things that people did tell us. Patience.
yes.
Patience. Like, you hear it now, especially from Gary Vee. It's like the long game.
Right.
Like, I understand the long game now. I understand it better than day one. and it wasn't just patience for the process, patience against our competitors,
Sure.
but also patience with the ones that I work with. Patience for their inability to read my mind. My expectation is that they can.
Right.
You can. You're very good at it.
Not in the lab anymore. I'm
Not
getting
in the
pretty
lab.
rusty
You
in
don't
the
need to
lab.
be in the lab. Yeah. Brooke is great at reading my
That's
mind in
good.
the lab. You know, and you're great at reading my mind on social media. But it's everybody reading everybody's mind.
Right.
And you know, the thing is that we all take for granted that we don't read each other's mind. Just the expectation is we should be. So the reason why you have been saying this over the last few months that, wow, you guys should have known John years ago. He used to. Well, I used to be a less patient person than I am today. And what I've done is I've looked at the macroscopic.
Right.
I've seen the long-term game.
Right.
And you know, the biggest fear is that somebody competes against us, wins, and we lose
Right.
everything. And if that's the case, two things. It's been a great ride,
Right.
and they deserve it. If they beat us, they deserve it. So looking at those two, and you know, funny, I kind of look forward to that, because if they beat us and we have to start over again, like how much fun would that be? Oh, that's terrible.
Haley doesn't like that idea. She's got big eyes right now.
But you know, it's learning that patience.
Right.
There's no way anybody could have prepared us for that.
No. Well, and you either let it help you grow and progress, or it destroys you. It takes you back down. And you know, we went through a lot of growing pains. Like tried to get bigger and then had to come back down. Tried to get bigger, then had to come back down. Like this is the first time, and it's been over the last 3 or 4 years, but that we've been slowly growing our team and steadily growing, and
instead of just
right.
infusing.
Right. So
I like this video.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah, this definitely makes me.
Reminisce.
Well, it's perspective.
Totally.
And Haley, very good question. Haley came up with this idea.
Yeah.
She's a great addition to our team.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, check out her vlog on sustainability when you get the chance. Vlog or blog?
Fluff.
Vlog? It's German. I don't know what it
You're
means.
doing videos?
I'm gonna do a personal channel.
Yeah, it's sustainability.
You're gonna do what?
A personal channel. Mostly
I
mental
know.
health awareness.
Oh, mental health awareness. God bless.
I love it.
Haley's going to be heading up our sustainability, and we're excited to talk about that. So hopefully we can do some content on that today. And we're going to be pretty aggressive about this.
Right.
We're ready to lead the industry on this one, right?
We are. Yes.
Hey, I'm like, yes, I'm
Yeah,
there. I
yeah.
am there. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you learned something, especially if you're starting a new business in the concrete construction industry.
Or any industry.
Don't hesitate to reach out to us. There's some amazing ideas that can help you make you more financially stable and just, I don't know, live your dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's a short life that we live. You can spend your entire life doing something you hate, or you can spend a short portion of your life failing at something that you love. Then you can go back to doing something that you hate.
Or you might just succeed at
Right? Imagine that! Go concrete!
Beat asphalt.